Hello friends, my name is Satish and you are watching my YouTube channel SAP Networks. In my previous session, I have provided overview of validations and substitutions. In this session, I am going to explain about how substitution works with live example in the system. And before going to substitution, as I told earlier, substitution substitutes with old values with new values. And one more important thing with the substitution is we cannot pull substituted related data into the table levels. That means if we maintain any substitution condition in the substitution level, I would like to know from table level, it is not possible. We have to go only with the transactions since it's an structure. Now let's go to the examples in the system. The transaction code we using for substitution is GGB1. Just enter GGB1 for creation of substitution rule. This is the basic screen for substitution creation, and you can see here the submodules which is allowed for creating substitution. Substitution can be created in three ways. One is with document level, header level, one is with line item level, one more with complete document. Since my document has to be trigger substitution rule at document header level, I will select document header level substitution. If my substitution has to be triggered at transactional line item level, then I will go for line item. In my substitution, it has to cover complete document, then we go for complete document. Let's start with one of the simple example for creating substitution with document header. So we have to click substitution, MPL2, and substitution rule for PL substitution. So I have given my substitution to identify it is for TMPL company code. So what are the steps I will create under this substitution? It belongs to, I will use TMPL company. And one more thing is the application area. So here it's provided multiple application areas and it indicates where your substitution is creating. So currently mine is showing as FI, that means I am creating for financial accounting, and column point for document header. So column point here it's mentioned as document header level, line item level, and complete document. So where you would like to use your substitution, you can select your column point. So I selected as 1, and here we can see some of the created and changed by. So the created and changed by, it indicates the substitution under the steps, who is created and who is done last changes. With this we come to know recent changes, if anybody done. And one more very important thing is substitution creates workbench request, and under one substitution we can create maximum of 999 steps. If it is exceeding more than 999, then we can go for one more substitution. And if we would like to transport this substitution to quality or production, it will transport the entire steps created in the substitutions. That means when we are creating the substitution, we have to be very careful unless it is difficult to trace back and reset as per older version. And substitution creates always workbench request. This is the important information about substitution. Let's proceed with configuration. So I have created substitution. My substitution is created. So under this, I am going to create one step. So my validation is should be under document header text level. So I am selecting as BKPF indicates document header and the field BKTXT. That means I am putting the substitution under document header text level, and it is showing the maximum characters, everything, the field details. Click this. And the constant value, constant is nothing but we are giving fixed values. And in prerequisite, the two important steps is one is prerequisite. Prerequisite is nothing but the condition. The condition you are going to be put for triggering substitution. So I selected prerequisite and I am going to document accounting document header text. So the important fields for me it's required is to identify the document header text. I am selecting company code because I am going to validate based on my company code. So I selected company code equal to constant value as we selected before constant. TMPL is my company code, and I am putting document header text. So document header text mine is if empty, document header text is empty for TMPL. I put just space. That means document header text equal to empty. Then should appear my document header text as TMPL for expenses. So here we have additions, here we have deletions. If you mistakenly we have created anything, so there is an option like you can delete and recreate with new one. Just save it. So it is successfully saved into the system. Now let's try with testing our scenario. So I am giving us one of the example. Let's try with some simple entry. I didn't provided any header text. Consent is mandatory. And I am simulating my entry. So I didn't provided any document header text here. Just save it. My document is posted. If I check my header text, nothing is appearing. Since I have created my substitution, but my document header text is empty. That means we have missed out one of the important step. That is activation of substitution rule. So if we create substitution, that is not enough. We have to activate substitution. So my company code is TMPL is not appearing. So click on new button and search for our company code. I selected my company code, and here is the call up points. So I'm going to call up my substitution at document header level, and the substitution I have created is for TMPL. Just create TMPL, and the next one more important step is activation. So you can activate or inactivate your substitution to trigger. So by default it is inactive. Now I have activated. So this steps is mandatory to trigger every substitution. Save it. Save it under transport request, and let's try with one more example. Asset is mandatory. Select one of them. Star. Simulate the entry. See, my document texture automatically picked with TMPL for expenses. Post it. And if I go back and check, it's automatically triggered as I given in the substitution rule. So this is one of the basic example with substitution, and I will come up with multiple examples in my subsequent videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching my videos.